1982 was a good year for horror lovers, with film releases such as The Thing, Halloween 3, and Creepshow. But none of those compare to the impact that Poltergeist had on American culture. However, few may know of the dark tragedies that surrounded the production known as
The house looks just like the one next to it, and the one next to that, and the one next to that.
The first Poltergeist film came out on June 4th, 1982. The film's director, Tobe Hooper, had previous success with his film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and was hoping that lightning could strike twice. Luckily enough for him and the horror culture of the 80s, it did. Poltergeist was immediately a success, making over $6 million on opening weekend. It was the highest-grossing horror movie of the year. Poltergeist follows the middle-class Freeling family experiencing hellish events in their home, with the most horrifying being the abduction of their daughter by a group of ghosts under the control of a demon named the Beast. It was produced by Steven Spielberg and was one of the few projects that he conceptualized that were not directed by the master himself. He and 3 others had come up with the idea and script combining Spielberg's love of suburban American films and supernatural horror. The first of the horrific events came exactly 5 months after the film's release. Dominique Dunne, who played the eldest sister, Dana, would be met by her ex-boyfriend, John Sweeney, who begged her to take him back. She refused, which he responded with by grabbing her neck and strangling her until she lost consciousness, and leaving her to die at her home. Sweeney was sentenced to 6.5 years, but only served 3. The next happened to 11-year-old Heather O'Rourke. Heather played a key part in the film, giving the performance as the Freelings' youngest daughter, Carol Ann, at just 6 years old. She was misdiagnosed with Crohn's disease. 1 year later, she became sick, and her symptoms were attributed to the flu. The day after that, she went into cardiac arrest, and after being airlifted to a children's hospital, she died while in surgery to have a bowel obstruction removed. It was later believed that she had been living with a congenital intestinal abnormality. 4 months after she died, Poltergeist 3 hit theaters. Lastly, 2 actors from the third film passed away due to critical medical problems. Julianne Beck, who played Cain, the evil pastor, passed from stomach cancer soon after the third film's release, and Will Sampson, who played the Native American shaman, died on the operating table of a heart-lung transplant in 1987. In 2022, Jo Beth Williams, who played Diane Freeling in the original film, told Vanity Fair, "I always assumed that the skeletons were made by the prop department." She went on to say that after a joke she told to one of the prop designers on the film about having to make the skeletons that she had spent hours filming with, he told her that they were in fact real Spielberg apparently had wanted to cut down on costs, so one of the corners he cut was having real human skeletons on the set, because it was cheaper than ordering plastic ones. This is the most well-known of the oddities that had to do with the production and helped spark the curiosity with the taintedness of the film. Is the Poltergeist Curse a fact or a series of coincidences?